Well, we were really good in a lot of areas tonight, and I think we're growing as a team, and I'm definitely proud of the way we defended them. This is the first team, this year that we felt, like we actually had a full scout on. They played 2 games, and all the other ones we kind of were figuring out on the fly. But this we had time to prepare for them and watch a lot of video, and I think our team delivered on some things we wanted to do with our block, and then our service pressure was really unrelenting, and I'm so very pleased to get a win against a really good team.
Dan, you mentioned the block, you outblocked Arizona State 15-4. What did you like about your block and how the variety of blockers you had tonight too?
Yeah, when I thought Blair, they run a lot of stuff through the right side. They were trying to run a lot of slides, and obviously when they're in a 5-1, and then they like to run overhead a lot when they're in a 6-2. And I just thought Blair and Dagmar did a nice job. Bree came up with some big ones, and then also, all zones I think we had. I don't think there was one zone we didn't have a few blocks in. So I think it was a team effort. But for some reason, Blair stands out to me as like
She had a career high box.
Okay, so I wasn't imagining that.
Following that real quick, it's just Blair following up from a career high kills yesterday with career high blocks. What is it about her this weekend that's just one after the other stepping up?
Well, hopefully it's just her getting back to being herself. I mean, she came, back this summer playing with a lot of confidence. Through the preseason, she was, our top outside offensively. And then, it didn't really happen for whatever reason the first weekend. And so, definitely I think you can see how much better of a team are when we have, 2 left sides that can kill the ball, and we don't only need to rely on Liv. Well, what I'll say about it is, Brooke she's a team player, and she was a little mad that I had her float serve yesterday. And she said, well, what serve do you want to work on this morning? I said, well, what do you want to do? She said, I want a jump serve. I said, well, then go prove it. So I would say she answered the call. And that was... did not a lot of misses and a lot of pace. There was hardly one that didn't have a lot of pace on it. So, and it had a little tail. So I think we need more of that.
Brooke, not only was your serve on tonight, but your attack and just moving the ball around. Do you feel like you settled in a bit more compared to last weekend?
Definitely. I think just with the more and more practice we're getting every day, the more and more comfortable I'm getting with all my hitters. And then, last weekend we were in kind of a pretty similar environment to this weekend. So last weekend was a pretty good preparation for this weekend.
Dan, what does this event say about the growth of volleyball in Pennsylvania?
Well, I think we had something like 7,000 or 8,000 fans last night. And there's some other big stuff going on this weekend. So I think it's great that, that we're able to fill up arenas like this, and we appreciate all the fan support, and want to tell them to keep coming.
How have you seen the landscape of Pennsylvania volleyball change since you first got to Pitt?
Well, I mean, the obvious thing is, when I got here, that was kind of the tail end of Penn State's, incredible run of winning a bunch of championships in a row, and so I think having 2, top 10, top 5 teams in the state has been a really good thing, and I think Yeah, I think just that, along with just the growth of volleyball in general, has been, yeah, it's a lot different than 13 years ago.
Emery, it's 5-0, 7-2 in the first set. Settle it, what turned it in your guys' favor at that point, and how much of a bounce score did they give you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like finding our groove and keeping the pressure on them as much as we can. Like we talked about going on our serving runs. I think we did a really good job of that, and especially defense too with our blocking and our defense. We just kept putting pressure on them and holding them to a low hitting percentage, which really worked in our favor.
Brooke, after when Arizona State's coach came in, he seemed a little distraught just with the way that you guys served and the pressure that you put on them. Did you notice that throughout the match after you guys started slow that kind of took a toll on them, the way that you guys were serving tonight?
I think tough serving always puts pressure on the other team. It gets them out of system, which is a lot harder of a swing to get back on to our side of the net. So I think it definitely puts a lot more pressure on them for sure.
Did you feel your jump serve was sharp tonight?
Yeah, you know, I was just telling Fish, after you get called for a football, you kind of just gotta really turn it on after that. So felt pretty good.
Emery, in the third set, it was kind of tied 9-9, and then you guys went on a 10-1 run. Is that just a taste of what Pitt can do when everything is going as well as it was going in that set?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that the more we've practiced, the more we've grown and gotten better working as a unit. Obviously, we have a lot of new players, so it's just like finding the right pieces that work really well together. And I think that we showed that tonight, that we can be that team and just keep getting better by each game.
Yeah, yeah. Other sports don't really do it, right? And I haven't historically done it. I think what it says is, and I hope this doesn't change, but I think there's still a camaraderie amongst the coaches in a sense that we all are willing to do what it takes to keep growing the sport. You know, we're on the kind of the brink of really, I mean, I would say we're already mainstream, but like a really, breaking through. And so I think there's just, we want to keep doing things that help the sport grow.
Coach, one of the things that jumped downstairs as the head coach was how Pitt was covering off the block. Do you think your team was playing especially well tonight?
Yeah, and that was kind of I thought we had too many attacking errors early, and that was one of the things I kept reminding them is, hey, if we hit it in the block, we've been able to cover it. And that's something, we want to be an aggressive team offensively, and so, part of that is, hitters are going to get blocked at times if you play that way. So I think we did a good job of covering, which gives our hitters the confidence to keep taking big rips.
Is that part of the scout?
That's part of every time we play anyone, is that we want hitters feeling like they don't have to avoid the block, that they can go right at it.
Because Emery, you're one of the people that are covering every single time. Is that like a great type of delivery thing that you have to do all the time?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I want my hitters to go up and have confidence that we're behind them every time. So, like, I'm telling them, go up and take a big rip. I'm behind you. And that's just instilling confidence in them that they can go up and swing because we're right there to cover them.
Yeah, sometimes we call covering defense off the block. So we look at it as a defensive skill.
Is it like volleyball in terms of like way of rebounding, would you say? Like a rebound?
There is an art form to rebounding, so yeah, for sure.
Emery and Brooke, I asked Blair and Bree about it yesterday, but you guys got to experience your first post-game celebration with the band. It's a long-time tradition. Maybe not long time. It's been around a couple of years. What was that like for you guys to get to do that? And I know, Brooke, I got to ask you pulled out the worm.
I think it is so fun just to be able to interact with the band. They're here for us at every game. So it's kind of nice to be able to get along with them and do that dance. And it's also just a way for us to express ourselves too. But I think it's so fun.
Yeah, I agree with that. Me, Fish, and Bree went to the end of one of their practices last week, and we got to talk to them. And it's just so cool just how much they love and how much they, support us. So having them behind us just makes us be able to want to play for them. And I think it's really fun getting to do that at the end of the game too.